Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone who do rule well and teach his truth, with honesty and sincerity, great diligence. Halaki and Shalom, to Akim around the four corners of the earth that push his truth with honesty and sincerity, with great diligence to wake up the hopefully elect of Israel. Double Shalom to you, Akim, that come looking like the heathen, but you are in fact of the stock of Israel, and you hold near to this truth and follow the laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of your abilities wherever you may be scattered. And shalom to the few sincere akwatim that listen and learn in silence. Playing your creation role as the Lord commanded you to, which is in all subjection, reverencing your husbands. And I'll get into this video, about this conservative activist Charlie Kirk, being fatally shot at a rally in Utah. And if you don't know who Charlie Kirk is, he's been on numerous platforms for his things he say very controversial, and it's ironic that two points, man. He made a statement that some children dying would be worth it to keep the Second Amendment, to keep their gun laws. You see, which that's how Esau Edom feels. That was his blessing, is the sword. So of course they're going to want to keep their arms. With feel like them losing the grasp on the on the world, the dominion, um, with this government basically treating them the same as Israelites or the minorities. Yes, they want to keep their weapons. That's his pride and joy. His weapons. You see, and he being the one that was taken out. After making that statement, then another point, he was going on a rant about how blacks are the problem. They have everything handed to them. They get into these schools, um, having the lowest test scores. They still get scholarships and grants and this and that. The violence, making it seem like the Israelites are the problem. But guess what? I guarantee you that it wasn't the Israelite that shot him. I guarantee you it was an Edomite. And the guy they took in custody, they say he's not the guy, but there was another guy on the roof who was at large. But these Edomites are going down, man, on all levels, man. Their time is up, and a lot of these things is going to get worse. It's not Israelites that's doing these mass shootings, but yet these people will still look at us as the problem. They'll still look at us as the problem. That's Hey, man, it don't get more richer than that. Let's read a little bit of this article. I won't play the video because it's quite graphic, you know. Um, Says Charlie Kirk, the CEO and co-founder of the conservative youth organization Turning Point USA, is dead after being shot during an event at a Utah college. Now let's go down. Charlie Kirk, a conservative activist and close ally of President Donald Trump, who played an influential role in rallying young Republican voters, was shot and killed Wednesday at a Utah college event in what the governor called a political assassination carried out from a rooftop. A person of interest was in custody, officials said. This is a dark day for our state. It is a tragic day for our nation, said Utah Governor Spencer Cox. I want to be very clear. This is a political assassination. Authorities did not immediately identify the person in custody, a motive, or any criminal charges, but the circumstances of the shooting drew renewed attention to an escalating threat of political violence in the United States that in the last several years has cut across the ideological spectrum. The FBI, which investigates such acts, was helping lead the inquiry, though officials said at this point they had no reason to believe a second person was involved. Videos posted to social media from Utah Valley University show Kirk speaking into a handheld microphone while sitting under a white tent emblazoned with the slogan, "The American Comeback," and "Prove Me Wrong." Hey, hey, man, this place is not going to be healed, man. The scriptures say if this, roughly paraphrasing, if Babylon shall be healed, if there was balm, she will be healed, but she shall not be healed. These prophecies are not going to fail, man. You speaking against prophecy, hey, man, Lord got something for you. A single shot rings out as Kirk can be seen reaching up with his right hand as a large volume of blood gushes from the left side of his neck. Stunned spectators are heard gasping and screaming before people start to run away. The Associated Press was able to confirm the videos were taken at Sorensen Center courtyard on the Utah Valley University. But hey, you never know if this is all orchestrated or if it was a rogue person, um, angry and upset at the words that he was saying. But 9 times out of 10, it wasn't an Israelite. The shooter who Cox pledged would be held accountable in a state with the death penalty, wore dark clothing, and fired from a roof on campus some distance away. Kirk was speaking at a debate hosted by his nonprofit political organization. Immediately before the shooting, Kirk was taking questions for an audience member about mass shootings and gun violence. Do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years? An audience member asked. Kirk responded, too many. You see, but he ruffled a lot of feathers, but hey, it's ironic, man, that the things he was saying and how he was taken out, saying that, hey, Some lives are going to be lost, children. But it's worth it to keep the Second Amendment. But guess what? Now his life is gone. Hey, the Lord is putting these curses on these Edomites, man. The transformation is happening right before our eyes. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30 and verse 7. And the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. And thou shalt return and obey the voice of the Lord and do all his commandments, which I command thee this day. You see? And you see the Israelites coming back to their heritage, coming back to their language, coming back to keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father. And what curses might you ask? Let's go to 28th chapter. and you can see these Edomites love to call out black on black violence, right? But guess what? These Edomites do the same thing. These Edomites been doing the same thing, man. They're more bloodthirsty than the 2/3 Jakes. And these 2/3 Jakes have been influenced by you devils, man. People wasn't like this before being around these Edomites. We knew about loving our neighbor as thyself, man. Loving your brother, man. Loving your sister, man. It's Deuteronomy 28 and 53. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, the flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters, which the Lord thy power hath given thee in the siege, and in the straitness wherewith thy enemies shall distress thee, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother. You see, these Edomites were fine attacking everybody else. Guess what? When you run out of people to fight against, they fight against themselves. And toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. You see, you see these Edomites coming up against each other. They're being divided. Let's go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 19. And I'll start at verse 1. The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And Egypt, America is referred to Sodom and Egypt. Egypt because of the bondage. Egypt means bondage in the Greek. It's a bondage place for the Israelites, man. In Sodom, for all the debauchery that goes on. But it's the modern day Egypt as well. Look at the back of your dollar. Verse 2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. And they shall seek to idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. And if you remember a few years ago, I believe it was the World Economic Forum or the who it was one of these organizations that sit at the pinnacle of decision making for this place, and they had these soothsayers, they had these wizards and witches, and these people that deal with familiar spirits, basically doing a ritual and a spell on the stage, you know, in hopes that they can save this place, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. This place is going down, man. Let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 12, and verse 25, and it reads, and Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? You see? And these devils divided against themselves. Satan casting out Satan. You see? You have these people, these Edomites that are seeing that their best interest is not in the forefront anymore. They've been bamboozled. And guess what? They're going to turn to violence. They're going to resort to violence. And guess what? It'll be another reason for Esau to say, yes, see, we need lockdowns. See, we need the guns away. See, we need total control over these people. But this is just Esau doing his thing, being Esau. This is his birthright, living by the sword. This is Genesis 27, and I'll start at verse 30. And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting, and he also had made savory meat, and brought it unto his father, and said unto his father, let my father arise and eat of his venison, his son's venison, Salakia, that thy soul may be blessed. And Isaac his father said unto him, who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly, and said, who? Where is he that hath taken venison and brought it me? And I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him Yea, and he shall be blessed, because Isaac is Yahawashi, if you can receive it. And when Esau heard these words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, Thy brother came with subtlety, and hath taken away thy blessing. And he said, Is not he rightly named Jacob? For he hath supplanted me these 2 times. And in all actuality, Esau despised his birthright. He sold it. While the blue letter is saying stolen birthright, he sold his birthright because he said, "What does it profit me? I'm about to die. Feed me." So he didn't care about his birthright. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, Hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy Lord. And we're coming into the transferring of the kingdom, where we are going to be their lords, man. And in times past, we were over the Edomites, man. We did have them in subjection. Now this time is going to be forever until they have served their punishment, their judgment, 1,000 years hardcore bondage. Then they up out of here, man. Going to be wiped off, be off the earth. And all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. Matter of fact, let me read this in the NLT. Finally, his father Isaac said to him, You will live away from the richness of the earth and away from the dew of the heaven above. You will live by your sword, and you will serve your brother. But when you decide to break free, you will shake his yoke from off your neck. And yes, when they came into the Renaissance, they broke from under the subjection, and they were ruling. Because the Dark Ages, Jake was in power. But that was the point, that's Esau's blessing is the sword. So it's no wonder how their track record lines up with the scriptures. They have went around colonizing, graping, pillaging, unaliving, dropping bombs, using all manner of the sword, the gun, the knife, even the jab. His even needle is shaped just like a sword. And this man has lived out his blessing to the T. Um, let's go to the Apocrypha, because these times are prophesied, man. And people gonna see, man, that the Lord don't miss. His prophecies don't fail. This is 2 Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And like I said, a sword represents a harming instrument. The modern day sword is the gun. You see? And these Edomites, they are going crazy about that Second Amendment, being able to keep that possession, being able to keep that birthright. For the sword and their destruction draw nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. You see? They're not regarding no political leaders. They're not regarding no prominent men. They don't care, and it's just going to get worse. Let's go to the book of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, the Apocrypha, chapter 39 and verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. This was a sore stroke that was just laid upon this man. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. See, now, nonetheless, this man was an Edomite, and the Lord saw fit for him to go out that way. And he put a spirit on another person to take him out that way. See, you can't. Hey, what the Lord got for you is gonna be for you, whether it's a blessing or it's a curse, judgment. You see, it's getting real spicy, and these prophecies gonna keep on hitting. Verse 31: They shall rejoice in His commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is, and when their time is come, they shall not transgress His word. It's not gonna miss, man. If the Lord said, it's gonna happen. Therefore, from the beginning, I was resolved and thought upon these things, and have left them in writing. All the works of the Lord are good. See, and this is a scripture say is a righteous thing to recompense those that trouble thee. And these people have been troubling us, man. Now the Lord got them infighting, which their house is going to fall, and that's hey, that's worth rejoicing for us, the Israelites, man. The Lord is doing what He said He's going to do on behalf of His elect, that small cluster that He has set aside for salvation and to be delivered from the hand of the wicked, man. These evil men, these bloodthirsty men. And He will give every needful thing in due season. You see? And hey, um, we in seasons, we're in a harvest season right now. The crops are being harvested; they're being cut down. just felt like saying that, and you know, these Edomites about to be cut down as well. I got one more. Let's go to Psalms 59. And start at verse 2. Deliver me from the workers of iniquity and save me from bloody men. Now this is when you know Saul was out to kill King David, but this is can be applied to these Edomites too, because they are bloodthirsty, man. They love blood. They eat blood. They hunt just for the blood. I seen an Edomite kill a deer and straight up drink the warm blood, man, out his neck, because he liked what the adrenaline do for him. That's pumping in the deer. Deliver me from the workers of iniquity and save me from bloody men. For lo, they lie in wait for my soul. The mighty are gathered against me, not for my transgression or for my sin, O Lord. But, you know, we pray that the Lord keep us from these bloody men, man. Keep us out the way. Hey, the Lord is dismantling the house of Edom, man. And that's a beautiful thing for us, man. It shows us what time we in. Hope this has been an edifying lesson. I'm going to say Kwame Yasharala, Shalom, and the Bible Ball.